Ladies and gentlemen, did I mention that the NBA is here? I mean, the preseasons is underway, and I'm smelling the NBA. The NBA is around the corner. And I know it's hard to kind of like realize, especially if you're not like strictly into the NBA because the NFL is on and there's a lot of things going on in the NFL, a lot of topics, and the NFL really does not like sharing. They don't like sharing revenue and television opportunities and capacities. They want it all. They want all the headlines. They want to dominate. They want to be the dominant party here. And sometimes I'm not going to lie, it works. It's the NFL for you. That's why it's Kingpin. But we cannot disrespect the NBA. The NBA is here. It's back. And there's a question that I had rolling around my mind this whole entire weekend because we saw the media days in the NBA, and there were two that really stuck out to me. Of course, the Suns and the awkwardness in that press conference with DeAndre Ayton and the Nets with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. And there I propose a question right now. After both awkward NBA media days, who should we trust more entering this NBA season? Would that be the Nets or the Suns? And then, if you want to kick us off, go right ahead.
Well, first of all, I'm glad that you brought this topic up because I got to go pick up my 2K so I can get my league pass going. I got it reserved. And I ain't even go pick it up yet, so I got to take care of that. But if we're talking about who we should be able to trust more, again, I'll say
All
Barry.
bias aside, I see that Brooklyn Nets hat. It's hard for me
No,
not to
no, no,
mention that.
all by side. If we're talking about both teams completely healthy, then I'm gonna say the Nets. I know where ESPN had him ranked at this season, but I still have Kevin Durant ranked in the top three. You know, I think with those guys healthy and on the court and being able to play together for a full season, they're still a championship contending team. I mean, Kyrie is a top 15 player. Kevin Durant, I believe, is a top three player. Ben Simmons, obviously, I would love to see him start shooting again, but we don't, they don't need Ben Simmons to score 25 points a game. You know what I'm saying? If he's rebounding, if he's passing the ball, if he's facilitating the offense, you know what I'm saying? If he's locking up the other team's best opponent, I'll take 12 points from Ben Simmons. If you're telling me he's going to be back to all defensive first team Ben Simmons, then I'll take 10, 12 points a game. You still got a lot of shooters out there. You got Joe Harris, you got Seth Curry. I mean, and Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving are two of the best shooters in basketball, still. So, just that, I just think, those guys, there's a hell of a lot more championship experience over there. Between Kevin Durant, with Kyrie Irving. They added a couple of pieces that I like. So I got to go with them. Phoenix, I still look at as a team, as one of those teams that dominate in the regular season, but they're really a second round playoff team at best. Granted, they made it to the finals, but there was a lot of injuries. A lot of superstar injuries that kind of gave them, that little extra push to get there. And then once they got to a healthy Bucks team, we saw what happened.
This is a tough question because I'm not sure my confidence level it fluctuate when talking about both teams. Like 1 minute I'm like here, and then 1 minute I'm here at the bottom when it comes to both of these teams. So this is a very intriguing question, and that's the reason why your boy came up with the question. Now to answer the question, I'm going to agree with you and say the Nets, but from a perspective and one key perspective, and I'll get to that in a minute. Now, it's hard for me to talk about these Nets because I really feel like I'm over the what if. Like when it comes to the Nets, I'm just over the what if. Like I feel like I what if too much when talking about the Nets. Well, if Kyrie Irving is healthy, if Kevin Durant is healthy, then they're going to be a problem. I always felt like I defended this team more than my Knicks, bro. And I'm a Knicks fan. And I really find myself over the years defending the Nets so much to the point where it's like I'm in the show me stage. Like, show me what you're really about and not try to paper me and tell me the paper is looking like this. Like, nah, stop trying to paper me, bro. Stop trying to paper me, bro. Like, I want to see it on the actual court. But at the same time, there's one key element is why I'm going with the Nets to actually have a better season overall. I'm not sure what that's going to equate to, if it's a championship or not. But the reason why I like them over the Suns right now is because I think the Suns are actually losing what the Nets are going to gain. And I'm going to specifically dive into that because right now, when you look at the Suns, they're going to lose. First of all, they have a lot of things going on their own right with, Monty Williams and DeAndre Ayton. I'm not really worried about that too much because, DeAndre Ayton is a guy that's always going to show up. Sometimes he doesn't have his effort all the way there, but for the most part, he shows up. I'm not worried about that. You don't have to like somebody to win a game and just play and do what you're getting paid max dollars to do. But I also think with Robert Saver and all the things going on there, that's cool. But losing Jay Crowder, I think, is a bigger loss than what people is going to talk about because he actually requested to be traded, and I think they're going to ultimately lose him. And the reason why is because he brings a level of toughness in his defense paralysis, like what he could bring. Like, I get it. Sometimes he bricks. Like, he have a stance where he cannot buy or sell a shot off eBay. I get that. But the level of toughness, I think every NBA team trying to win a chip, they could use a Draymond Green type of player. They could use a Patrick Beverly type of player, a guy that's going to set the pace for some grit and just being a force where you're not a weak team. Like, you're not looked at as weak. Like, you need that energizer. And I think they're losing that. And I think the Nets, they're gaining that with Marquise Morris. Like a guy that's a no-nonsense, a no-BS type of player who's going to probably put Kevin Durant in check when he needs to be put in check. Same thing with Kyrie Irving. And you have a guy in Rose O'Neal who just came from a situation in Utah where two stars wasn't seen eye to eye, and Donovan Mitchell and Woody Gobert. And he was the vocal leader, to try to bring them together so they could win games. I think that's needed on this team. So I think Brooklyn, they surrounded Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving with enough where if they start to act up again, they still should be good. Ben Simmons is a guy who I like, who I think is going to have a career rejuvenation playing alongside Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant because of what he could do, guarding the best player offensively, and just the little nuances that the Nets was missing. And also the depth that they brought in, TJ Warren, all those guys over there. So if Kyrie Irving somehow is part-time again, well, you have guys that can actually play. And the fact of the matter is they got shooters. Like, it's like 5 or 6 guys that's like above average 3-point shooters on the scene. So I think because the Nets did enough to kind of fill in the gaps, I think, they're gaining something that the Suns are missing and are losing now with Jay Crowder and what they're gaining from Marquise Morris and Rose O'Neal. So I'm going to say the Nets. And I don't say with confidence, but I'm going to say the Nets.
I got you. I got you. Yeah, man. I just think so. I just think it's the Nets. I think we've kind of seen Phoenix's peak with this team as is. I think we've seen that. Golden State is going to be right back in the mix of things. The Clippers are going to be right back in the mix of things with Kawhi coming back and looking like he's healthy and ready to go. Memphis is getting better and better every season.
Now they are. And it's crazy because the Suns, like, they won a lot of games the last 2 years. And even like back when you talk about the bubble and them going undefeated, like, a lot of people forget that that's where it started. It's been going on for a minute. They won a lot of games and no championship to account for it. So it's like, how many times, you're going to win these games? And it's a long season. Like, they was already suffering from injuries. You all know that's a factor. Devin Booker, they was lucky to win games without him and kind of hold float and hold serve until he was able to come back. And, CP3, that's a whole nother topic, even though you can say as his age progressed, he kind of was a little bit healthier than like a couple years ago. And also, like, when you look at the Nets and you look at the East, like, I get the East is better, and I'm not going to deny that or shoot that narrative down. But what you see going on with the Celtics, like right now without their coach, like, I have questions about the Celtics right now. And I think the Nets could capitalize if they are fully healthy. The Bucks, the Nets and the Bucks give the Nets a little trouble, but I can't help but remember the time that KD almost clapped them by himself in 7 games by himself. So it's like, James Harden, I don't trust that so in the playoffs. Like, I don't trust him. Miami, the Jimmy Butler show, overpaid Tyler Hero. Like, nah. Like, so I think the Nets have a golden opportunity if And once again, I fall right back into the air for the what ifs. Last year I picked the Nets to win a championship because they had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, and Kevin Durant, and they still didn't win a championship. Yes, I know James Harden got traded, messed the whole team up, but it's like I'm tired of the what ifs. But once again, Lil's falling back into the trap. And let's see if I regret it at the end of the night, at the end of the season. Ladies and gentlemen, we'll be back after the break. Keep it locked.